All right. Hello. Welcome, team Fit to Love, to our Project One mentorship week 3. This is only 4 weeks, so you are halfway through. I'm really excited. Tonight's topic is one of my favorite topics in coaching, because it is literally the thing that, first of all, makes you have a legit business. And second of all, when you figure out how to do this part of coaching, you're kind of unstoppable. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Let me start by sharing my screen. And let me see here. We will get started. So can you guys see that it has the Project One Week 3 on there? Okay, cool. All right, hold on. I gotta move where my faces are today. They're like stuck. Let me see. Pin. Okay. All right. So this Project One mentorship has been really fun. First of all, we're at the point in the mentorship where some people are getting to actually achieve some of these things. So remember, the goal is to be doing one thing at a time, right? Make your health your number one priority. Work 1 hour each day on your business. Help one person get started. Achieve 1 rank advancement. Which would be Emerald, by the way, which you need 2 preferred customers or coaches to get there. Secure 1 Success Club prize, which actually is getting 3 people started with a challenge pack. Earn $100, which I know Amy, I can't see you right now, but I know you did that this week and shared that with us. And crush your month 1 of coaching. So these are the goals we are trying to achieve with 2 weeks left. So I keep showing this picture, and I'm going to keep showing it because you have a business, and it took me a long time to realize that I had a business. I was a CEO. I had something that I could create and build and make and really create a new aspect and dynamic to my life that I didn't understand my power. And so I just want to keep encouraging you to realize you are the CEO of this business and you are at the brink of greatness. Last week, we learned about the following things. We learned about your target market, which, if you remember, that was just talking to yourself. It was you before you started Beachbody. We learned that you should be doing social media posts every day. We shared the 21-day calendar that you can be using. We talked about doing a coming out post. We talked about how you should be updating your Facebook and your stories. And responding to people who like and comment on your stuff and tracking them. And we also talked about how you should be contributing to your challenge group. So I want to pause here for a minute and see, are there any questions that people have from last week's learning or anything in the homework last week that you want clarity on before we go forward? Can you hear my daughter singing in the background in the tub? Okay, just wondered. Okay, if something comes up, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to go back to where I can't see your faces. So type in the chat or unmute if you need to stop me for any reason. So this week's learning, it's so great. Guys, look how small it is. It's just 2 little boxes. 2 little boxes that will literally change your business. This will change your business. And I'll be honest, it's going to change your confidence in yourself when you get good at this. And so this week we get to talk about inviting. So first of all, this is how we got to here. There was no accident in how Project One Mentorship was created. We spent a week focusing on you because if you are not committed to your own health journey, none of this works. Then we last week talked about how you share, how you open your business. We talked about how you need to post. You had a lot of homework about how posts should look and what that should be like. We gave you the 21-day posting calendar to help you get started. You need to be sharing authentically this journey, and that does not mean you need to be perfect about it. It means you need to share the good, the challenge, when you share the challenge, how you're getting through the challenge, and show people how you are changing your life. When you're doing that consistently on your social media, then the inviting is honestly just the most natural thing ever. It is the part that will move you from being a participant to being a coach. So last week I asked you to start tracking the names of every single person who likes or comments on your stuff. I also asked you to start writing down names of people you would want to invite. I asked you to not put judgments on that. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. In fact, I didn't remember to put a slide in. I don't know if I have a piece of paper. If I don't talk more about judgments before we end tonight, just someone remind me to, because I'll get to that. So inside of your training, there is a link to this document. Now, this document is a Team Fit to Love created document where it has a lot of hyperlinks to things that we can update. However, this goes in line with the business activity tracker you've been using. But it has a whole bunch of supporting documents to help you really know how to do this stuff well. So if you have not yet gotten to this part of your training where it says download this tracker here, you're going to want to do that. So let's talk about inviting. First of all, this was said to me when I was a younger coach, and it clicked. This made all the difference for the world. Last week, I told you that you should be making posts on social media. And we briefly talked about how it could have a call to action. I said, we'll talk about that more next week. So call to action is where you're inviting someone to join you, right? Like I have a group coming up March 7th. We're going to focus on nutrition. Comment below if you want details. That's a call to action. The reality is those are not that effective at getting people to join you. And you might have a post where lots of people comment and lots of people want to join. And so it's not like it's never effective. But here's what it's effective for. It lets people know that you're doing something, that you're hosting something, right? So if I were to put on my Facebook tonight, it's my daughter's birthday is coming up next month, both of them actually. So it's my daughter's 12th birthday. We're celebrating it on March 18th. Let me know who's coming. There'd be a lot of people who would read that and they would think I wasn't talking to them, whether I was or wasn't. I'm not sure I'm good enough friends. Like, do they really want me? Maybe it's even their own insecurities. Guys, that's exactly what happens when you post, I got a group coming up. People see that you're doing stuff, but they don't know if they are really invited, right? However, if you get an invite that says, hey, Lori, I want you to come join my group. We're starting March 7th. We're going to focus on nutrition. It's going to be a ton of fun. And I'm looking for some accountability buddies. Now you got an invite that someone can actually feel like it was meant for them. So when I'm talking about inviting, I'm speaking about when you send a message to someone directly on their DMs where you're inviting them specifically, but not just, hey, do you want to join me sometime? Like, no one comes to a party that's going on sometime. People come to a party where they know the details. It's going to start on this date and I want you there. So the inviting process itself is actually very simple. You invite someone, you follow up with them, and you build connections. That's all we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go back to this slide for a minute, 2 slides ago. So I talked about this document, and I'm going to try to change my screen sharing. Can you guys, let me look. Rebecca, can you see that I changed over to the invite document? Yeah, okay. All right, so on this invite document that you see here, and you don't need to be able to read this, your homework this week will have an entire 30-minute video where I help you understand how to invite really, really well. And I will go over this generic inviting script. Guys, it's very predictable when you invite what to do. One of the most common mistakes is that new coaches try to over-explain. Over-explain everything, say too much. You actually say so little when you invite someone that you'll be shocked. So this you'll have access to when you go to this document. Am I back in the presentation now? Okay, cool. When I used to teach on Zoom, I used to always have to check with the kids to make sure. They would just stare for like minutes if they wouldn't tell you. All right, so I'm going to kind of talk a little more about this. So sometimes when you do invite, and remember, you're going to watch a whole video where I explain how to invite really well, and I go through all that. Sometimes when you invite people, I do want you to know that you're going to hear no, or you might get ghosted. That might happen too. And no does not, like, guys, we're inviting people to start a health and fitness journey and change their life. That's not an easy yes for most people. So if your expectation is like, I'm going to send this invite and they're just going to say yes, like, you've got to shift your perspective, because the truth of the matter is you're asking people to do something that takes courage and bravery. And it's an area in their life where a lot of people need to build up trust in you before they can say yes. So no is part of the process. And when you realize that no is part of the process, then you don't mind when you hear no, because who cares? It's part of it. Like, guess what? I've said no to a lot of people that I eventually said yes to. So I do want to remind you though, when you get those no's, you know, there's so much of this inviting process that I say, if you wouldn't want that in your inbox, don't send it. And it's the same thing if someone says no. What would you want if you said no to someone? You'd want to be treated with respect. You'd want to be appreciated for your honesty. And then thank them. Thank you for getting back to me. Add them to your list to invite for next month. And then get in the practice of giving them value when they respond. Reward people who respond to you by giving them something. Send them a recipe, send them a compliment, give them a positive quote, give them that thank you. If you have a free group, invite them to your free group. Put them on a list so you don't forget to invite them to the next free group you have if you don't have one. But whatever you do, make sure that you're treating these people that you're inviting the way you'd want to be treated, which is you just want to be valued. We all want to be valued. So the way you value people is you give them value. So I want to share with you a little bit how I use my phone to support me in inviting. But before I do that, I actually want to talk about our current thing that we're inviting to you on Team Fit to Love. Now, if you're under Carrie Bankowski's team, she probably has a different challenge going on, so the details might be different, but the process is still the same. So Kelly posted that we have this Majestic in March happening. She posted it yesterday. I just took this screenshot today at 6:44. It's in our team page. And in this, it will tell you all the details to the challenge that we're hosting in March. But one of the things that we give you how to invite. So like this is invite right here is literally all I'm sending for the next 2 weeks. I'm just going to send this invite. The only difference is I'm going to put someone's name in front of it. I will send the same invite to everyone. And what my goal is with this invite is to give a little, like, are you looking for a conditioner? Oh, body, I don't know if we have any. She might have to use shampoo. So anyways, what I was going to say is in this invite, I give them something to get excited about, right? Like I tell them what I'm inviting them to. I get them excited. I am noticing that I don't have the date in here. So I need to go back and edit that. It should say that it starts March 7th. If they say they're interested, then I give them more details. Now, there's a lot of times where I will also send a video about whatever program. So if it's program specific, I'll send a video, or sometimes there's a video that's just called the total solution. Hold on, I turned on a fan. I feel like I'm a hot mess today, but that's okay. Total solution video where it just kind of generically explains Beachbody. But notice I don't have a ton here. This is not like a crazy amount of details. I'm just explaining some dates, 3-week group, what we'll be focused on in terms of supplements, mindsets, logging your food. I talk about the fact it's going to be weekly challenges and fun. You'll have to have a supplement. Are you in? That's all. If they ask me a more direct question, I'll answer it. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of times someone's interested in joining you because you want your magic, not your products. They want your energy. They want, like, you know, and when Harry met Sally, like, I'll have what she's having. That's what they want. And so you don't need to over-explain. You don't need to explain every detail about Shakeology. You don't need to explain every detail about your workout program. If you're feeling compelled to do that, send them a video from Beachbody, a 3-minute video that explains it. But do not sit there typing. I know some of the people on this call are like, yep, I did that for a long time. If people say no, it's no big deal. It is no big deal. Just remember that. It's actually a gift. You know, they said no. You are going to, after they say yes, you're not going to keep explaining things. You're just going to, at this point, we send a Google form where they can put their order. And then when they're done, we build their cart. And it's that easy. Send them this message with the link to their order. And then after they've ordered, send them the registration to the group. I want you to notice that there was a process here. It is a 5 message process that I have here. I personally have a 6th message that I give to people who say no, that invites them to my free group. So I told you I wanted to share with you how I use my phone. So here's what I do. Those messages that you saw, those 5 messages, I put in my personal Facebook Messenger. And I send them to myself in order, as well as my 6th one for people who say no. And I sit there and I can just copy a message and I can go invite lots of people. Like, inviting is not hard when you know the message you're sending. You send that message to as many people as you want. I would encourage at least 5 a day personally. You send it. If they say they're interested, you already know the next message. You don't have to think through what you're going to send. You don't have to wonder, oh, should I send this? Should I send that? No, you just send what you have already sent, the information. And then notice, I asked them in the 2nd message, are you in? Now, I will tell you, people who say that they want, like the people who respond to my initial one, I keep in my notes section of my phone, I keep a list that I call 10 in play. So ideally, you always want 10 people that are like, oh, my kid's making announcements now on our Hey Google. Okay, so ideally, you always want 10 people in play, 10 people you're kind of in conversations with. So I do it by the group I'm running. So like the last one I did was 3-day refresh. Everyone who said they were interested, I put right here. Oh my gosh. All of them I put right there. And then I can go back to that tomorrow and I can say, okay, wait, where was I at with Emily? I sent her this. I'll go look at our last message. If she hasn't responded, I'm like, hey, did you get that message? You know, I'll go to the next person. Oh, Kristen, yeah, I had sent her the form. Let me see. Did you fill out the form? Like I keep track of all this. And then I actually have it for multiple groups that we've run. So I have a list of people to go back and check in with, but I keep it on my phone. It's really easy. I have another list that I keep on something called Google Streak. You don't have to do that though. Do what works with you. I have put so much information into my notes section on my phone, and it's really been very, very amazing. So use your tools. Another thing you'll hear is there's an app called BB Links that I know a lot of people use. I don't personally use it, but that's another tool on your phone. But what I am trying to say is when you go to invite, if you have the process figured out before you start, if you have the messages saved, then you can just work people through that process. And it makes your job so much easier. It took me a long time to get that down. I used to get responses from people and I'd be like, oh man, what do I say now? And I wouldn't know. Now I know pretty much what I'm going to say. The other thing that I want to encourage you is that we have our messenger thread, our Project One messenger thread. And the coaches that I see find success with inviting are the ones who often are most willing to be vulnerable and show what's going on with their messages. Like if someone responds and you don't know how to respond, screenshot it, send it to the group. One of us is going to give you some advice, hopefully even fast, right? And we can have you. If you had a conversation going great and all of a sudden this person ghosted you, screenshot the whole message and say, hey guys, look this over. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Right? Because the way that the inviting really, that you get your confidence with it is through learning from little mistakes. You're going to make tons of mistakes as you're doing this. And that's part of the journey. And the cool part is if you lean into it and you embrace it, you're going to be able to really, really grow. So I do want to talk to you. We talked about some people say no. Hey, look, some people ghost you. Like a lot of people ghost you. That's like a thing. Like I get ghosted on the regular. And guess what? Look at SpongeBob there. He just looks like okay with it. He's fine with it. Ghosted. Who cares? Guys, one of the best things that you can do, and this extends so far beyond just inviting, assume positive intent from people. Assume the reason they didn't write you back isn't because they're mad at you. Most people aren't mad. They're busy. Maybe they don't want to join a health challenge. A lot of people, what I've noticed, do not know how to say no for themselves. They might want to say no to you and don't know how. That's their own personal growth that they need. That's not on you. You never know why someone ghosts you, and you don't need to know. It's really none of your business why they ghosted you. What I'm going to encourage you to do is to assume a positive reason though. Because I've been doing this now for 6 years. And I think I'm at 2 or 3 times that someone actually got frustrated with me in a message. And each time that happened, I actually was able to turn it around and make it positive anyways, because that's what I believe in, right? Leaving a good, lasting impression. But the ghosting, people don't really get mad. They're just trying to live their life. There's so much coming at us anymore between emails, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, text messages, all these other apps. Like, don't assume it has anything to do with you. It doesn't. It just wasn't the right time. And there's a really great phrase of you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, but you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So when they don't answer, put them on your list for next month. Invite them again. Maybe it's a bad month. That's okay. Now, I did tell you I wanted to talk about judgment on here a little bit. When I first coached, I did a lot of thinking about who this was good for. And I put people in so many boxes. Guys, I limited so many people. And what I discovered over time is that what we have here at Beachbody is a gift. It is insane for me to control who gets that gift when that gift should be available to everybody. It is absolutely crazy for you to make a judgment of who needs this. Because what I know is that my friend, who literally is the healthiest person I know, do you know what she's doing? She's exercising and eating healthy, which is what we do. Why wouldn't she want this community? And my other friend, who's in the 300-pound range, is on tons of medications, also needs this community because she needs some help in this area. And she needs this positivity, and she needs to be able to take care of herself, right? Both people, very different body situations. Who am I to say what they need? Guys, this is exactly what the doctor tells you when you go to the doctor and you say, I need help with my health. Guess what they tell you? They tell you eat healthy and exercise. What we have is for everybody and every body. So stop making assumptions. We have people on this team who are in their 20s. We have people on this team who are in their, I believe, 60s, maybe even 70s. This is for everybody. I have seen people doing Beachbody who are older than in their 70s. We have a solution that is healthy for everybody. Take advantage of that. Thanks, Michelle. So let me see if there's anything else I want to say. Inviting, if you're not scared to invite, if you're not like worried to send an invite, I want you to know that you're very rare and that you should enjoy that. That's amazing. If you are scared to send an invite, you're human. You're very normal. And I'm going to encourage you to let yourself feel that fear and do it anyway. Like, guys, are you kidding me? You have the ability to change people's lives. Do not hold that inside because you're scared. Someone invited you to this and it has changed your life. Don't hold that back. Don't let fear control you, because trust me, you start getting to live your life when you take fear and you say, okay, I see you're here. It's cool, but I don't need you to control me. It's not that you have to run from fear. It's that you have to learn that that's okay. It's part of the journey, just like failure. And it's a good part of the journey, because that, when you conquer it, will be incredible. So last week I ended with this. You should be doing a power hour every single day. That's project 1 hour a day on your business. The power hour should involve doing the things on your business activity tracker in the 2nd and 3rd sections. Don't do the things in the top, the workout during your power hour. That's your you time and your personal development. That's your you time. But do the things in the middle 2 sections. And remember, there's a difference between being interested and being committed. When you're interested in something, you do it when it's convenient. And when you're committed, you accept no excuses, only results. And you show up even when it's hard. So for next week, for our final week together, you have the week 3 tasks. Week 3 tasks are not that many new ones. I want you to be on the Zoom next week. I want you to attend the team meeting next week. I want you to keep using your BAT. I want you to keep using the 21-day posting calendar. I want you to continue to track your invites. Track that. I want you to do your personal development. I want you to watch this inviting video, 30 minutes of gold. This was just a teaser. You are going to be an expert. I want you sending 5 invites daily. That means by next week, 35. And I want you to follow up with the people you invited. If they don't respond, it's okay. You can just say, hey, did you get my last message? You don't have to be creepy and weird. No one needs that. Just be a human. All right, so I am going to stop sharing. I'm going to take a minute to take any questions. Apparently, I am not on my Zoom that I pay for, which is ironic considering I pay for a Zoom, but I'm apparently on a free version right now. So we only have 6 minutes.
Real quick, is the 3-day refresh group, I think Kelly did tell me it was made, but I can't find it.
Yes, the 3-day refresh group. How about if I drop it in our Project One
Thank you.
link?
Yeah, I thought there was a link on the Google Doc, but I didn't see that either. So,
yes.
But that could just be me not looking in the right place. That's me.
It's probably us. It's not you, it's me. So I'll add it to the Google Doc too. Is there anything else that I can do for you guys? All right, veteran coaches. I know Lori's going to say something. Inviting.
I just wanted to say, you guys, this is awesome. You know what, I've been doing this for, since a real coach for about 2.5 years now. And this is amazing. These repeaters or bringing it back in refreshed is so helpful. And I'm just like everybody else, fearful. I get scared. So Laura, I really appreciated your little tidbit of on your phone of just putting them in your Facebook Messenger. I have them all over in notes on my notes on my phone, but I don't have it very well organized. So I know what I'm going to be doing. So Thank you.
No problem. Know the next message you're going to send, then you don't have to think much. Boom. Are there any other questions? Okay. Hey, Amy. I just want to shout you out for a minute. You sharing your shoes, freaking bomb. That was so bomb. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. And I was like, dang. Oh, I was gonna say, is this kind of cheesy? Because that's what was in the training. I was like, but I really needed a pair of black shoes. So
nope.
And so I did.
Did you post about it?
I feel like I made a story.
I want you to make a post about it.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
That's a must do.
Okay.
All right. Lori, did you need something from Danny? Are we good?
I was just going to say, Danielle, did you have any questions around inviting?
No, that's actually probably one of the things I'm actually comfortable with, because when I was in college, I was in a sorority. So I'm like very used to talking to people I don't know at all and telling them about how amazing anything I'm a part of is. So, well, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I am so comfortable with being ghosted or being told no. It's actually kind of sad. but because I mean, that my mentality is like, what's the worst I can say? No. Ooh, you know, just try again later. So yeah, I think what I'm just going to work on now is kind of really crafting like the kind of language that I want to use. And I was telling Lori that I already have made like different lists about people who I think I want to. Hey, sorry, that was my dog. Stop it. Sorry. He hates that I'm holding my baby. That's what's happening here. But anyways, yeah. I don't think I have any questions though. Yeah.
The one thing I will say, and we always say you should craft, like whatever language we came up with, you should put it into your own voice. But it really does go back to that. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So at some point, good is enough, right? Like done is better than perfect. I think I said that last week. And so definitely you should, I've been doing it 6 years and I still change the way I say invites. And so it's just this thing that you constantly get to change. And so I would really encourage you to get it like where you feel pretty good and go with it. See how it goes, you know? So, oh man, you guys are amazing. I love this team so much. And I am going to end the recording.